Set that wherever you want. All right, we're joined by the tournament champions, West Virginia head coach Mark Kellogg, all tournament team members Sydney Shaw, and tournament most outstanding player Jordan Harrison. Coach, if you'd like to start us off with a couple of thoughts on the game.
Yeah, obviously super proud, super happy, probably even a little emotional at the time. There's just so much that goes into this, so many people that are a part of programs, cultures. I said it out there on the stage, but it starts, at the presidential level. I have a phenomenal athletic director I've been with at a couple places that just kind of gives you opportunities, gets out of your way a little bit, lets us do our thing. Great coaches, great staff. We have unbelievable character around us, the players included, and then all the credit to those guys. They did the hard work. We just try to put the plans together and put them in place and let these kids go showcase, what they're capable of. And I think that was on display tonight. So much respect for TCU, Coach Campbell. That's a phenomenal program. He's done a great job there. We felt like we were so close the first two times we played them, obviously. Felt like we really let one go, get away from us at our place. And we just, I felt good when I woke up today. I felt like our kids were dialed in. I thought we were ready to play. We knew we were going to have to make some big shots. We had to defend at the level that I think we're capable of. We needed to score more than 50, which is what we'd scored the first two times we played them. And so we found a little bit of offense to get to, I don't even know what do we get to? 62. So 62 at times for us can be good enough. But, my mom passed away, end of December. She's from Missouri. I coached a year at Maryville at Northwest Missouri State. Both of my parents are from the state of Missouri. So to come back here, she would have been here. Obviously, she loved every second of this. So that's just some of the emotions that I guess are kind of flooded here because you work so hard and you spend so much time. You miss out and your family. But to have the rest of my family's here, and it's special. But it's been on my mind a little bit just being back here and how much she would be loving this. So super thankful, a little emotional, but mostly proud of these two guys.
Thank you. Questions? Raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. All right. Front row left.
First of all, congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Coach, you talked a lot this season about putting together 4 complete quarters. How close was this performance tonight against a really great TCU defense?
Yeah, it was good. It was probably a little better than that. I don't know if we put all 4 quarters together, but we're getting closer and closer. And when you're playing elite talent and, I think probably Suarez and Miles are going to be top 10 draft picks, and you're playing that level of talent, and to try to be disruptive and keep them off balance and then try to defend the rest of them who have, are really, really good players. And, I thought for the most part we did a good job on the 2 of them. Got some points late on us and hit a few threes there late. But, I thought our kids were dialed into the game plan. They executed, but they compete, man. They just will get out and get after you, and they guard, and they're relentless. And, Jordan kind of sets the tone, obviously, with her defensive ability. Sydney Shaw was fantastic in this tournament. She earned this right. It's absolutely crazy to me that she didn't make an all-conference team. Like, that is absolutely – she led our league in three-point shooting. She's a senior on the second-best team. So for her to get this is pretty special, and to be on that all-tournament team, because that kid certainly earned that right.
Talking about Jordan setting the tone, you made the first three-point basket of the game. How much did that help you find the rhythm and kind of get into a flow state in this game?
Honestly, just seeing the ball go through the hole was all I needed to just, get ready and get going. And especially it being the 3 ball and them going under the screen, hitting that, I think made them have to question whether they was going under or over. I just knew I needed to get started, get hot for our team to have a chance to win.
Okay, on the right.
Yes, Sydney and Jordan. I know you'll have to wait a week for the bracket to come out, but this goes a long way to you guys being able to host, and I know that was probably on your mind a little bit. Can you just talk about having so much to play for today and the way you were able to perform with both wanting to win a championship and getting that potential top 16 seed?
Very important. I mean, we knew the things that were on the line, and that's something that we talked about. We wanted to get 2 games in Morgantown, so we knew it was on the line. But most importantly, we just wanted to stay in the present of the game and of the situation. And we knew if we did that, then this would be the outcome of it.
Can I ask Coach one? Mm-hmm. Coach, if you go back, I think it's almost 4 months now. You played in one of the weirdest games I think most of us have ever seen, where you close the game out with 5 kids at the Greenbrier. At that time, what did that teach you about your team's character to be able to win that game? And has that, in some ways, carried over into the character that they've displayed all season?
Yeah, I think, well, that seems almost like seasons ago, with everything that this group has been through. But, yeah, that was special. I would think we rallied, right? Would that be a fair way to – I think we rallied around each other after that one. Kind of improbable, I guess, to most. I think we continued to believe, when those five, the Greenbrier Five, as we've kind of dubbed them locally anyway, is the Greenbrier Five were out there and, found a way to win that game, obviously, against a really good Duke team. So, yeah, I think we've had a few of those moments, though. That would be one of them this year. Some that didn't go our way, too, though, that I thought we've responded to. Because I thought we responded after the TCU buzzer-beating loss, and we didn't respond great after the Ohio State loss, which we thought we had a great opportunity to win. So every one of it, we've just gotten better. I thought our non-league schedule was really good and put us in these situations I think we're getting comfortable, right, in this now. And even in this tournament, the first two games, they made runs at us in the fourth quarter, and that's where I think, Michael, you see it now. You're seeing us just kind of relax, and we're in those timeouts, and then we go make those runs, and then thankfully we played from the front most of the time tonight where it felt comfortable.
Okay, all the way back on the platform.
Kevin Kinder, Blue and Gold News. Coach, you mentioned changes to your tactics. Defensively, it looked like not so much an all-out press, but really just trying to disrupt them, get them out of their offensive rhythm. Seemed like that was successful. Was that the idea, and what was the key in doing that?
Yeah, we were trying to be a little more disruptive, I guess would be the right word. You're not probably going to just turn over Olivia Miles all the time, but if it's making Suarez bring it up for a little bit, or Hunter and trying to get it out of Miles' hands. But, even if it's not that, it's just maybe taking time off the clock. There's different things we can do with it. So I don't want to give away the whole game plan in case we need it again. But disruption is a part of what we do, for sure. And that was what we wanted to be a little more disruptive, which we still only got to, 11 turnovers. So Dill didn't necessarily do a great job there, but we were +7 in the points off turnovers. And that's a huge advantage in a game like that.
Sydney was playing for this honor. I know the win was obviously first, but was playing for this and making this spot on the team a motivator for you coming into this tournament?
No, definitely. I think I felt very disrespected when I heard the list, and it just made me check myself and realize that, I got to go out and show people, especially, having my team behind me is a great motivator for all that and everything.
All right, in the front, Rachel.
Sydney and Jordan, why were you guys eating lemons on the bench before the game?
Shock the system. Keep your feet where you are.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Just wake you up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I have one more.
Yeah.
Coach, Jordan's up for Naismith Defensive Player of the Year late season watch list. I think we saw that evident in the course of this tournament. But what can you say just about her? Obviously, you know her like the back of your hand, but just her defensive presence as one of the elite defenders in the country.
Yeah, obviously, I've seen Jordan from day one. We knew that when we recruited her, just how elite she was on the defensive end. JJ with her was just a phenomenal, too, and probably JJ got some of that. And Jordan maybe, and Quinterly was phenomenal. But now I'm just so happy that Jordan's getting to kind of showcase the ability that she has. She typically goes to the best guard for sure. When we're in the man, obviously we know what she does in the press and how effective she is there. And then I think it's just contagious. I think that's the best thing that you could do is, you're a really good defensive player, but now, Shaw, how much better are you defensively since you've been here?
Yeah, you got to guard Jordan, too, at practice.
Yeah, so it works both ways, but it's buy-in from everybody. And so you become an elite defensive team because your point guard who sets this tone just commits to that. And so it makes, your job as a coach a little bit easier. We've become one of the best defensive teams in the country, and it's not by accident. It's because Jordan Harrison's been leading this thing for 3 years.
On our left in the middle.
Coach, the margins in March are pretty thin. Yesterday you had a thin margin. How much did that result help you today?
I don't know that there was a ton of carryover from game plan because that's two completely different types of teams. Having played TCU helped probably a little bit in the quick turnaround because we've already played them twice, so the prep, we knew we had to make a few adjustments, but outside of that, there wasn't a ton there. But every time you're in those games, you grow from it. So the response from Arizona State, Colorado, they made the run in the fourth quarter. I guess Colorado even took the lead, I believe, right? And then, you go on and answer it, and just to kind of we're in timeouts, and they're catching their breath, and they just believe, and we just don't overreact. And that's kind of my personality too, is just try to kind of get them to be as even keel as I can, and we're not too high and not too low, although that's not the case because Shaw's not even keel. But that's probably why we balance each other out a little bit and a few of the other players. But it's just a really well-connected group, and so when we get in those moments, which we had the night before, probably did help a little bit.
Okay, on our right, PJ. Ooh, got a lot. And then over here to Greg. So PJ.
PJ Green, KC Star. This one anyone can answer. I think y'all are probably the epitome of height doesn't really mean a doggone thing when it comes to the court. Just y'all out rebounding them just because they're, they have those taller forwards and things like that. Just what are some of the things y'all work on just to make sure that you're being more physical than your opponent and making sure you're getting to that glass and putting all that pressure on them?
They said height.
Honestly, it just takes heart. I mean, that's what Coach tells us, that rebounding is all about just heart. If you want to do it. I mean, he has us do drills, for it, but he always just tells us like rebounding is just like you gotta have it or you don't have it. But yeah, with the heart and height thing, I mean, yeah, I've always been short my whole life, and I found my ways to maneuver around that and score in ways that I need to score because of my height. But yeah, like they said, heart over height any day for sure.
Greg.
Coach, yesterday Kansas State couldn't find an answer for Suarez, both inside and from the perimeter. What did you take from that, and what did you apply to effectively contain her today?
Mimi Wheeler is the answer. I just think Mimi is a pretty good match. I mean, Suarez is really good, but Mimi Wheeler probably is a little underappreciated as well for what she can do. And, I heard Jordan talking about it out there on the stage too, just like the ability to get us paint production, some tough baskets. We finally got her to slow down. She was going so fast. Mimi was to start the game offensively and then finally settled down. But Mimi's a physical, she's a tough kid, so she can kind of battle Suarez a little bit. I mean, I know she still got to 16-8, but Mimi gets to 10-8, so we kind of control that matchup a little bit better. So we feel good, actually, when we go into that one with the Mimi Suarez, that we can kind of try to stay one-on-one and not have to help off of some of the other, playmakers or shooters that they have.
Okay, back to the platform.
Jordan, you touched on this a little bit. When you're driving in the lane against two taller teams like Colorado, and TCU are you reading things to figure out whether you can get a shot off, what's going through your head, or is some of it just happen?
Yeah, I mean, majority of the time I'm just going. A lot of times if they come, then I'll drop it off to my teammates, so I'll read that. But other than that, I just want to score and get to the basket. And if they block it, majority of the time it's going out of bounds, so we'll get it back.
Okay, Kathleen.
Kathleen Geyer from the 9 Sports. Jordan, what did it feel like? Just you finish that game, you slam the ball down, run over to your teammates.
It felt great. I mean, honestly, it felt like a dream a little bit. I was just super happy, super excited, very emotional about it. But I'm just proud of my team and glad that we got that opportunity.
All right, any more questions? All right, on our left.
Al High with the highlights. Coach, congratulations on the victory, Big 12 champions. So going forward, what does the preparation look like as you all are getting ready for the NCAA tournament?
I have no idea. We'll figure that out. I don't know. Yeah, we'll enjoy it tonight and, rest up, I guess, for the next couple of days. I think they probably earned a few days off, a couple days off. Maybe we'll probably let them rest up. But, yeah, I don't want this to be the defining moment either. I want this to continue. I think we've had that group. They've been on a mission. We certainly think we've done enough to get some home games in Morgantown, so I hope it plays out that way for this group because I think they've absolutely earned that. So, we don't find out until next weekend. So until then, yeah, we'll regroup. We'll get them rested. We'll be excited for whatever comes our way, regardless if that's home or on the road, but we certainly think we've earned the right. So a couple days off, we'll get them back on track and keep kind of where we're at, and I want to keep their flow and their tempo and their pace, those types of things, and keep a ball in their hand. But, yeah, rest for sure because they've earned that right.
And, Coach, last one for you. What makes this Big 12 league so special that's, different from any other league, Power 4 league in the country?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously we've seen the parity. We're getting these super leagues too. You don't play everybody twice, so you don't get to see everybody. I think when you get in these tournaments, that's kind of what you see too. Seeding sometimes maybe don't exactly in line with the standings just based on who you play and you don't play. But yeah, just anybody's capable. I've said it. I've heard a couple other coaches in our league just say that, like, you can beat anybody on any night, but you can probably get beaten as well if you don't play well. So yeah, I think we're as quality as it's been. I think the non-conference schedule across all of our schools in the league was really, really good this year. So yeah, I mean, I've been kind of trying to push, I guess, a little bit that I think we should have 8+ teams probably in that NCAA tournament because of the depth of the league.
All right, any more questions? Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.